The latest fallout started when... So the backstory, 5 years ago, I was where a lot of people are in life. Who am I? What am I doing with my life? And I always knew from when I was 17 that I wanted to do music. Everyone around me didn't get that. It was just too foreign and stupid. Like, oh, you want to do music, but you'll never be good at music. What are you doing? You know, do the 9 to 5 to stay alive and die inside. No thanks. So I didn't want to go down that. It was that blind confidence. Like, I knew I had what it took, but I had no idea what I was doing. All that I wanted at that stage was I just wanted to be in a band. I didn't even foresee writing an original song or that it'd be any good at all. For me to form a band, I just knew that I needed to be around like-minded people. None of my friends were musicians. None of them connected deeply with music at all. And I was like, I need musician friends. So yeah, I started at Wintec. My first assignment was to write an original song for songwriting. So I thought, okay, this is what I've been living for. This is it. So I didn't know how to play guitar back then. Was very new to music. So all I'd done since I was 12 was songwrite. Done that for a long time. Songwriting class, I was like, crap, I don't know how to play guitar or any musical instrument for that matter. Well, back then. So the first person I met at Tech was Jared. That was the first person that I met, and it was just instant. Just got along with everything, talked forever. I found out that he played guitar really well, so I was just like, wow, well, I need a guitar, so this works. You know, it was awesome. So, you know, I was just like, hey bro, I need a guitarist. Are you keen to help me with writing a song? And it was literally like the most incredible thing in the world when we finished the first song we ever wrote together, because it was just like, you just knew it was something really good. And the first ever song was What Doesn't Kill You, off the EP. And yeah, wrote that in his hostel. We would meet up every Thursday night. After that, because after we wrote What Doesn't Kill You, I think we wrote the structure and everything for that within an hour. So that was kind of like, you know, we're both like, wow, this is actually cool. Like, this is so cool, man. And yeah, after that hour, we're just like, so I'll see you next Thursday night. And it was every week we'd just meet up and we just keep writing. And yeah, and then we came up with an EP. But yeah, that's effectively how the band started, like, without the band. And then after we'd recorded the EP, like, chosen the best song, and we recorded the EP, we were like, crap, well, we're not a two-piece anymore, we're a band, because the EP sounds like a band. And it was all just done, me and Jared. So, like, you look on the back of the EP and it's like all lyrics by Brendan Pyper, all music by Jared Stevenson. So there's only 2 members. So yeah, and then when we were about to release the EP, it was like, crap, we need a band name. Crap, we need a drummer and a bass player. So it was like, so we assembled whatever we could around us and then formed a band. And then a week later we got a gig. Yeah, I think word got around to saying that we performed, and I'm like, oh, we need a band though. Okay. So yeah, a lot of that was assembled real fast. And then yeah, I went through JV Hi-Fi with Jared one day and we were just looking at album covers and trying to come up with a cool band name. And that didn't go anywhere. We couldn't find anything. So there was a thing that I always, like, from my old songwriting books when I was younger, I was like, always wanted like the latest Chaos or something. Yeah. And that was a band name that I really wanted, but it sounded like a heavy metal band. Yeah. And Joe was like, maybe something else. And I was like, And he's like, well, you did just break up with that girl. And I was like, what about like the latest fallout then? Like, that just happened, like just fell out. And so I was like, we didn't want to show each other like that we liked each other's band names. I think at that point it was like, what about this band? It was like, nah. You know, but I don't know. And then, because it was a very important thing, like your band name is who you are. So it was like, and then yeah, I was texting him when I was walking across the road one day, and then I was just like, how about the latest fallout? Like, it doesn't sound like anything else. It's hopefully what we stand for. Like, at that point, we didn't know. Yeah. Definitely does now. It just sounds its own, like the latest fallout. You know, it's like a positive, negative, like you think, oh, the latest something. and then it's the latest fallout, so you're like, oh, you don't want to fall out with people.
Yeah.
But so it was the cool, positive, negative kind of thing. And yeah, then the band was there. With lyrics, I never thought about the genre until with this new album. I've never thought of genre. I just was just like, I just write what is me, which is very personal. But with the new album, I'm thinking of genre. With the first album, it was all about what we're into. You know, Jared was into a lot of heavy metal at that point. I was kind of into that as well, more into punk. So that's what perfectly brings together the punk and the heavier side of it. And we're always like, we haven't really heard of like a heavy punk band. Not that we were heavy or anything, but there were heavy elements in it. Like there's, you know, sub drops and like like breakdowns and stuff. Like you obviously bring 100% of who you are to your whatever you're doing, but when you're creating what you do into the realm of sound, you have to bring with it what you want it to sound like, and that's influenced by what you think is cool, or, you know. For Better, that one, I actually can't tell you how many pages I actually ripped out of my songwriting book. The main structure and everything for the song was always there, but it was just the lyrics that I wanted to get across were always hard to convey what I wanted to say. Only now with this next album, I've wanted to actually have a bit more collaborative effort with the lyrics. Not that I let them help me, but it's just, if I'm stuck on a lyric, I'll be like, what else would you say here? So I'm actually starting to open my mind to that now, which is very difficult. I know a lot of people ask the question like, how do you know when a song's finished? Which is the hardest thing. I know a song's finished when just inside I know that I can sing that song from start to finish live for the first time and not go, oh, I should have changed that frickin' lyric. I should have changed that. That's when I know a song's finished. When I have said everything I want to say, I feel that I'm not embarrassed or like worried about a certain line or a word, that I'm completely 100% with everything I've written, and that I can sing it confidently and not have anyone go, gee, that lyric's a bit weak. You know, so that's how I know a song is finished. So, but then the industry, I could send it to them, you know, say if we get signed or something, and they could be like, oh man, you should change this bit or something. You know, that's always interesting, and I'll always be open to that. And that's something I'm looking forward to. So recording an album, so you've got to songwrite them all. So I write all the lyrics, so I'll most of the time write them all by myself, and then take them to the band. A lot of the songs on the first album was just me and Jared, so it was half and half collab with that one. And then recording the album, we had to go to New Plymouth every few weekends, which wasn't ideal, but that was our only kind of way at getting high production for low cost. So it worked out for us, and we were stupid, so we'd do anything to get this album done. So went the longest and hardest way about it, but in the end got a really good product out of it. So, and then after that you've got to get Replication. Oh, you got to mix and master obviously after you've recorded an album, and then Replication, we got Stebbings to do that for us. Yeah, and then your album's all done, and you get it back in your hands and lose the plot, so that's cool. How I get inspiration is just, it's weird because some of the time it's manufactured and sometimes it's completely natural. So sometimes I would just be doing nothing, and then I'll just get the urge to write a song, and then I'll just be writing and whatever comes out. And then I've always got like a musical brain with how it all sounds, and at the end, so I'll always carry that. Like it's like something that haunts you and it won't leave, and you just get this melody stuck in your head, and everywhere you go you'll be like humming and singing and saying, and that's a good sign. That usually ends up being a song. I can't explain it, and then if I feel like I'm kind of in a dry moment or something, and you know I can't come up with anything, I'll just watch artists that I really enjoy, that are really hardworking, really good live, because you know I've studied music for 5 years now, so I know the ins and outs of music, and like just everything that needs to be done to do the job of music. Like it is a job at the end of the day. Like Paramore, obviously, not just for Hayley Williams in the vocal, but just like as a band, they're so tight, they're so hardworking. everything's there, like the passion, how good they are live, you know. So if I ever hear a song, say on the radio, and I don't know who it is, or, oh, this is a good one-hit wonder, or this song's kind of cool, I'll look it up live, and if it's not performed well live, I won't like the song. It's not a dick move, but it's kind of like, why should I like your song if that's all it is? Like, you're not actually good at music. It's just all done in the studio. A certain word in a song will turn me to something, and I'll go, oh, imagine if I wrote about that. And then I'll just write. So I'm just always writing. Like, key to doing anything good is just keep doing it. You're always going to get better. That's another secret as well with like writing and recording songs. When you think of it like a marathon, like when you start, you're about to run. You don't know how it's going to end, so until it's finished. So it's kind of like when you write the song, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a really good song. And then you get to halfway and you're like, oh, maybe I need to try really hard to get to the end of something. So you get near the end, and it's in those final moments that you know what you need to change. Yeah. So once you've recorded the whole song and you're like, oh yeah, no, that line isn't working. Then you have to, in 5 seconds, change it. Because time is money in the recording studios. So it's just like, maybe I don't want that word. So you have to just hurry up and change it straight away. So in those final moments, you'll weed out whatever isn't perfect, or what to you, what isn't happy for you. So it'd be like a nothing band in New Zealand. People responding to, you know, because a lot of the songs I wrote was when I felt as bad as the people listening to the songs did to other songs. You know, I was in dark ass places and not having fun in life at all at the time. So, and then when other people listen to those, they get what they need out of it to keep going and go, you know, like sort out your life kind of thing. That is what I effectively did to myself after I wrote the songs. But this is all my hate and what's wrong with me at the moment or whatever. And then the song's done, and then you kind of just like, cool, off I go. You know, like you've offloaded it all. And hopefully in the recording of the songs, I gave that as well, enough that when people listen to it, it does make that impact. So that it has is, I don't know, it's kind of like saying to someone like, do you know what you have done to my life? Like, because it's hard because I wasn't there. So it's like they're trying to tell you how much something means to you. Even though you can never understand. But it's just, it's such an amazing... Yeah, I never thought that I would ever be in that position of influence and like just like helping some, because I love helping people out. Like, so to be able to do that through something that means the most to me, like music and songwriting, and that my lyrics actually like hit home with people and actually say, look, wake up, do something about this, or, you know, like stop drowning or whatever, and, you know, push people towards fixing their lives like that. I couldn't ask for more than that. That's so awesome, man. I'm Brendan Pyper. I'm the vocalist in the latest Fallout.